I want to tell you now about a small intervention that teaches people how to sort of hold their breath, but not exactly, how to basically ride out physical discomfort that gets in the way of making a difficult change. I'm going to tell you about two different studies that are basically using the same technique, so you can kind of pick your willpower challenge here. The first I call the torture chamber. And this was a study of smokers who wanted to quit but had been unable to. And the researchers asked the smokers to abstain from smoking for 24 hours, sort of a first challenge, and then to come into the laboratory with a fresh, unopened pack of their favorite brand of cigarettes. So all the smokers show up, they've got their pack, they are desperate for a smoke, and they even carbon monoxide tested them to make sure they hadn't smoked. So they were ready for a cigarette. They all get seated at a long table and asked to put away all distractions except for a lighter or a match and their cigarettes. So you got a bunch of smokers now, they're ready. And then the experimenter is about to begin the process of allowing them to smoke. And she says through actually a microphone like that, you hear this voice that says, "Take out your pack of cigarettes." And everyone does, they're all excited, woo, stop. Okay, they have to wait 2 minutes now, and they're not allowed to do anything except look at their pack of cigarettes. Pull off the cellophane. Okay, great. Stop. 2 minutes they have to wait. Pack it. Oh, there's pack. See, I don't smoke. I forget some of these steps. They had to pack the pack too, and they got the cellophane open. Okay, take out a cigarette. Finally. Stop. They have to wait 2 minutes. And this goes on. And every 2 minutes, they're writing down how intense their cravings are and how much they want to smoke. But other than that, they're not allowed to do anything. Take a cigarette out. Stop. 2 minutes. Look at the cigarette. Stop. 2 minutes. Smell the cigarette. Stop. 2 minutes. Put the cigarette in your mouth. Stop. 2 minutes. Take out a lighter. Look at it. Stop. 2 minutes. This went on for over an hour. Nobody was actually allowed to light the cigarette, okay? So here's I didn't tell you what the actual intervention was yet. Half of them before this happened had been taught a technique called surfing the urge, in which you learn to pay attention to the physical discomfort of wanting something, you give it your full attention, and you trust that you can tolerate those physical sensations, and if you just wait with patience, they will go away. That any craving, any emotion will eventually pass if you can just breathe and wait it out, that you don't have to act on every impulse or emotion. So that's the technique they were taught. They were surfing the urge. They were imagining those cravings as a wave that they were getting on, and they were just gonna breathe, and they knew that it would eventually end, just like a wave. Before I tell you the results of this study, let me just give you the food one. The food one's a little bit different. They took people who had problems with self-control around food, especially sweets, gave them a clear container of Hershey's Kisses, transparent container, and they had to carry that box of Hershey's Kisses around with them for 48 hours, and were not allowed to eat a single one, and they were all carefully marked, little pin scratch, so that the researchers would know if they ate them and restocked it, which would not be cool. And they were taught the same technique about how to handle cravings, how to surf the urge, allow yourself to feel the craving, and yet remember you don't need to act on it, and the craving will go away eventually. Okay, so the results. In this study, the smokers who had been taught how to surf the urge in that 1 hour torture test, they ended up reducing their cigarette smoke by 40% in the very next week, even though the researchers had not asked them to. The control group did not reduce their cigarettes at all. And interestingly, in the people who had learned to surf the urge, there was now no longer a connection between psychological stress and smoking, which is actually, that's the main connection for a lot of people who are trying to quit. They're stressed out, they're anxious, and so they need a cigarette. And in this particular group with this intervention, it cut that link between stress and giving in.